There are those that have substance, and there are many of those, and that's important. And there are those that have style, and there are a few of those, and that's fine. What's rare is the CEO who has both, where the two, style and substance, combined. Well, I have to tell you that the gentleman I'm about to introduce is one such CEO, that combination of both style, but also, most importantly, substance. He is, of course, our host for this evening. He is the CEO of Dubai Trade. Please join me in giving a very warm welcome to engineer Mahmood Al Bastaki.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for making it tonight to our event. It's our ninth time to do it. And I remember when we start the ESEA, it was for a simple reason. It's an encouragement for those companies to use online services. In the early 2000s, I remember the percentage of adoption of online services was 10%. So our ESEA was made to how to move this 10% to 20%, 30%. We had that aspiration. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have more than 97% online adoption. Thanks to all of you. ESEA has evolved. We started with basic certain awards. Today we have evolved. As we know in this world, change is the only constant. Everything is changing, as we all changing. Today, I made my presentation, I hope to make it a little bit inspiring, not to be the typical guy who, parrot things. I did not prepare for it very well. I just wanted to be out of my heart, because I learned what comes from the heart reaches the hearts. So we are looking at shaping the future. 2016 and the past 10 years has gone through tremendous change. And we've seen the notion of globalization in some certain part of the world being attacked by non-globalization. We are going from globalization in certain area to nationalization, to regionalization. I will explain. There are so many initiatives that are trying to connect the world, remove trade barriers, make trade treaties, enable business, enable movements of good. But there are initiatives on the other side try to be protectionist. We are at the dilemma of the two. But here in Dubai, we are trying to be positive as much as we can. And the leader, we are blessed with a leader who sees impossible does not exist in his dictionary. So we are all blessed to be in a land where the leader wants each single company of you to be ahead of the game, because he is ahead of the game. And we need to all follow his dream and his aspiration. The future, some people are looking at it with pessimist eyes. Some are optimists. There are many who are in the middle, at the phase that I would describe cautious optimism. They are optimistic, but cautiously. I will talk about certain trends that are shaping the future. Some of them are my own interpretation, and I hope it will shed some light to some of the things. I will start my first slide with this. I want to engage the audience, and I will give a small gift to whoever answered these questions. what's the one thing that integrates 60% of world's population, 75% of world energy resources, 70% of global GDP, and 60 countries are involved in it. What's that one thing? Who can answer? It's not Donald Trump, something else. What is it? Communication? Who else? Huh? Network International? No. Internet? Mobile? Dubai ports? حلوة, this is a good one. So let me take the gift myself then. Thank you for the engagement. It is something called One Belt, One Road, and it's Uber. OBOR. It's not the Uber that you know, but that's the Uber of the trade and logistics. It's been the 21st century Silk Road. The train moves from China to London in 18 days. This is something we did not even thought of 20 years ago. This is the real globalization I was talking to. We're making Asia next to the neighbor of London, of UK. So this, the train that I mentioned, one of the One Belt, One Road, it takes, as I said, 18 days, 12,000 kilometers, and I'm sure it's going to be much faster than the ocean vessels. Even the direct call will not be 18 days. So that's the challenge. It's bringing new challenge to the industry. And this, the One Belt, One Road, will have new economies booming, new road economies. Road means here the ocean, and belt means the land. The land could be trucking, could be mainly the rail, and connects the whole area. And it goes from China, Kazakhstan, Russia, goes to Belarus, Poland, Germany, Belgium, France, reaching London. How this will affect you in the shipping and industry and getting goods? There will be new routes created, different than the routes that we all know. There will be new players in the game. You can see the picture of the rail. The rail is no longer the old style that we know. And there is some statement from one of the CEOs that I will share with you. There are new powers will be created out of this, new economies. There will be economies will be boosted more. And it's a total new game of logistics, and consolidators will be a new business. Integrating sea air is a new business. There will be new way of doing business. As I said, I started my presentation, change is the only constant. Everything is changing. And this will disrupt how we do business. There are so many trends that will be coming in our ways. The existing ports are expanding their capacity, but there are emergence of new ports which are happening. This new port will challenge the existing ports that are there. It could be good for the end consumer, for the importer and exporter, having more choice, but new ports will be emerging. Also, as our sister company and holding company, DP World, our chairman realized the new Silk Road is going to be in the Black Sea, so he himself is expanding there. We already have in Constanța, a port in Romania. Now he's shaking hands with the president of Ukraine to be present and not miss the opportunity We are catching the opportunity, and this is what you should do in your business. See where things are going. There will be the rise of dry ports. This is, we hear a lot of ICDs and the dry ports. Imagine this Silk Road, 12,000 kilometers. There will be a lot of new dry ports. And this opens business to many economies. And looking at what this guy said, I like what he said. Rail was something for old, fat people. And with the Silk Roads becoming sexy, the rail is becoming sexy and trendy again. We do copy and paste. For us, he's the CEO of Corgos Gateway. It's a dry port. He's saying for us, it's like a sea terminal. A dry port is like a sea terminal. The software that I use is the same as in the seaport. The procedure is the same as in the seaport. So dry ports are becoming very competitive, like a normal seaport. It's a new thing that's changing the market. Lately, as in technology companies, you see a lot of consolidation. It's happening here as well, in the shipping lines. You've heard of the 2M alliances, Maersk and MSC, the ocean alliances, CMA, CGM, and COSCO, Evergreen and OOCL. They call themselves Ocean Alliance. And there is also the Alliance. And you can come up with your own alliance definition as well. So these are people are consolidating. It could be good for the industry. It could be more monopoly in certain areas. What could be the effect on your business? This is yet to be seen because they are just doing it. There is a collapse of one of the largest shipping lines happened recently. And there is an acquisition happening between Hapag-Lloyd and UASC. So a lot of changes are happening in your business, which is you have to wait and how it's affecting and shaping your business. This is something I have not seen yet, but we project this to happen. The alliance between rail carriers and ocean carriers. Today, the previous slide, it was all shipping lines, ocean carriers. But what about the rail carriers? Why don't they do consolidated company? It's happening. It's not happening yet, but Mr. Al Bastaki is saying it's happening. Hyperloop, we talked about it in other areas. Hyperloop is reality. Our chairman, His Excellency Sultan bin Sulayem, is investing in this. And he's saying opening up the ancient trade routes of the Silk Road. Again, he is tapping on the Silk Road. Will require creativity, entrepreneurship, and open mind. Does each company have these things? Solutions to enable trade will push the boundaries of what's possible, and that is why we have invested in Hyperloop One. He's a visionary guy. Hyperloop is not implemented in reality, but once it gets to reality, we are the leaders. We are not the laggers. We are not catching up. We are on the front line. 3D printing, this will affect sourcing of goods. You might not need certain goods in your warehouse, in your manufacturing. So this will have an impact in how goods are moved from east to west and from west to east. And it's reality. Even the shoes, Nike shoes, is done now using 3D printing. Some DHL came up with this, what they call the logistics trend radar. We're talking about trends. All my presentations are about trend. When I came through this, we liked the idea of this. So they looked at, on the right-hand side is the technology trend. On the left-hand side is the social and business trends. And it's from low to high. So the focus, there are many trends that you hear. The focus that I would want to highlight is in this area, which is in these things that are in the high, in the technology and high in the social and business trends. And technology, I'm sure you come across cloud logistics, big data, robotics, self-driving vehicles, self-driving trucks, Internet of Things. These are the technology side. In the logistics. And in the business side, in the logistics marketplace, e-commerce, on-demand delivery, anticipatory logistics. This is predictive analytics that you can do and design and plan your warehouse requirements and your manufacturing requirements. What have we done? I mean, we don't want to be using slides and looking at others. What are we doing? Are we doing something that's coping with the change? As in Dubai Trade, we were created to be innovative. We were created to question the unquestionable, to question the status quo. Always be disruptive. Do something and not copy and paste others. Try to do something innovative, something unique. So in the video, you've come across the word Logigate. Logigate is just the brand name of our mobile app we'll be launching that will have in the beginning 2 very user-friendly and valuable solutions. The first one is the freight management system, which is basically like Uber for trucks. An exporter can log into the app and see what is the most competitive trucks nearby me, and I can book real time and get spots rates from the hauliers and transporters. It's community-driven rating. The community will rate the service. As nowadays, any solutions, you'll see stars for your service. So the mass will judge how good you are. And online booking and confirmation and payment. So for the trucking company, they have a lot of idle time. When a truck sends the container to the port of Jebel Ali for export, he doesn't have to come empty-handed, leaving the port. So this utilization of idle time is the key. Trucking company can put all their non-usage time, and the community can use it. Inshallah, this will be launched in the couple 2-3 weeks. We'll launch it with pilot customers. I urge whoever is willing to be in the front line to come forward. And also in Logigate, the same concept, but the customer now will be searching for warehouse in a more creative, user-friendly, where he can view the warehouse. You can see the picture. You can see the people's rating. It's very important. And you can book the warehouse if you like. You can pay also. From A to Z, it's all online. So that's the thing of that we have done. And we are working in many others. Now, we have taken Dubai's experience outside. The expertise we built here in Dubai, we have launched our pilot services in Cochin, India, and for the first pilot, and then we'll be rolling it out to other ports in India. We'll be starting in Algeria. We're talking to several other countries. Inshallah, by next year, I will give you real numbers. So, but we are in the stage of growing internationally. My last slide to you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Innovating in your business, we keep innovating, integrating, and what we do here in Dubai Trade, we connect the dots. Thank you very much.